everybody, it's me, Issaplease. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I hope that you like me enough to like, subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell, and everything else in between. In today's video, I'm going to be helping you first-time mommies like myself navigate what are your baby's essentials and yours as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So the reason why I decided to create a video like this is because I am currently 8 months pregnant. Am I 8? I'm 31 weeks pregnant, so I think that makes me very close to 8 months. My math is off, so is my brain. I'm currently pregnant with my first child, and I remember what it was like before I had bought my baby things, and I was just so confused. I was so overwhelmed, constantly thinking and overthinking of what I actually needed to have in order to prepare for the coming of my child. I also have a lot of friends on my socials who are currently pregnant. Shout out to all the pandemic babies out there who have constantly been asking me as well to share what my essentials are. I've spent lots of months talking to other first-time moms and moms of more than one children, and it can be a little bit confusing, so I decided to make this video in a way that it's real to me, in hopes that it is relatable for you as well. So one piece of advice that I would like to share before I start listing down my essentials is, I think it's really important that you as a parent, or you and your partner, discuss what kind of life or what kind of environment that you live in and how you intend to raise your baby when the time comes. Because we all have different lifestyles, right? And we all have different parenting styles, or we all just kind of live different lives, basically is what I'm trying to say. So it's not necessarily a one-time thing. For other people, convenience is so important for them. So it's essential for them to have a co-sleeper and to have a crib and to have a bassinet outside. While there are other people or parents who would like to have their babies with them all the time, and therefore baby wearing is essential to them. I think another thing that is also super important to take into consideration is your budget and how much money you have, how much money you're willing to spend. Obviously, if you're rolling in dough, which I wish I was, you could have everything. Everything could be an essential. But if you're living a very simple, humble lifestyle, or if you're someone who doesn't like to have a lot of things and clutter, then obviously your essentials would be different as compared to another parent. You're the parent and you know what's best for your child and what's best for your lifestyle and what you're capable of. So don't feel pressured to have things on this list that aren't necessarily suiting for your lifestyle or for your budget. But I did try my very best to narrow it down to the most essentials. So now that I've said my part, I am now going to talk to you about my baby essentials. So I have decided to sort of categorize these essentials into groups. Now I have my notebook with me because I always take notes before making a video, and I have basically broken it down into different categories. Specifically, your feeding essentials, your bath, health, changing / hygiene essentials. We also have essentials for mommy. We have your essentials for sleeping, for cleaning, your clothes essentials, and that's basically it. I also will be talking about why I didn't include certain things on this list that some of you might think is an essential, and some extra pieces of advice towards the end of this video. Alright, so let's start with our feeding essentials. I think before I list down my feeding essentials, it's important for you as a parent to ask yourself what feeding route you want to go through or go for or go with or whatever. You get the point. How do you want to feed your baby? For myself, I do hope to, breastfeed my baby, but I also do intend to bottle feed my baby with my breast milk. And the reason for this is because I want my husband to be able to feed our son, especially during the night times where we can kind of take turns, or just in case I have to go back to work and for events and hosting gigs and shoots and stuff like that. So I really do intend, if God will allow me, to breastfeed my child exclusively, to do that. But at the same time, I would also like my husband to be able to feed my baby. So having said that, the number one thing on my list for feeding my baby are my baby bottles. I was very lucky in this pregnancy because I didn't have to buy a lot of things, and that includes baby bottles because my husband's sister, or my sister-in-law, actually had a baby a couple years ago and she still has all her stuff. So I got a lot of hand-me-downs, so I was very happy about that. And I actually also got a lot of bottles from my mom sent from the States, and baby bottles are expensive, so I saved a lot of money on baby bottles. But if you're someone who is thinking about buying baby bottles, I actually did end up buying only one baby bottle ever. The brand that I wanted to use and I was very grateful for to have a lot of right now is the Tomo baby bottle. I also have the Avent, I don't actually know how to pronounce it, but I also have those baby bottles as well, and those are great for newborns. I can't really go into detail with the baby bottles because I don't know a lot about them, but I specifically chose the Tomo baby bottles because I like the shape of it. The nipples look very nipple-like. If I were to compare it to my own nipple, they look more or less the same. And I like the fact that it's silicone. So it just seems like it's easier to wash. And I just think that they're a great baby bottle. But there are a lot of other ones, so don't feel pressured to get this one. I highly suggest that you do your own research. I've also heard very interesting stories of mothers who have never invested in baby bottles during their pregnancy. And the reason is because they were so adamant on purely breastfeeding their children that they never needed bottles to begin with. Now, if you're that type of parent who has made the decision to exclusively breastfeed your child, you obviously don't need to buy bottles. So if you're planning to buy baby bottles, you can start, I guess, with like maybe 4 siguro, and you can just like go and like wash them and sterilize them as you please. I think it really just depends on your lifestyle, but I think I would start with another essential which I still haven't gotten but I'm waiting to get is a haka or a let-down catcher. So what is a haka or a let-down catcher? I believe haka is the brand, but it's generally like a hands-free milk or slash let-down catcher. And the Haka brand is the one that is popularly known, while you can get a lot of imitation ones on Shopee or online, which I heard that work perfectly as well. So the reason why I listed this under essentials is because I've heard a lot of mothers say that you absolutely must have a haka. So what happens when you're breastfeeding is that you're obviously, if you have one child, you're obviously breastfeeding on one breast at a time. And so while you're breastfeeding, your other unused boob will also excrete breast milk. Why is that so hard to say? Will also excrete breast milk, which we know as let down. So that's let down milk. And of course, you know, as they say, it's liquid gold. Every single drop of milk counts. So you want to have a haka to catch the breast milk that is being excreted on your opposite boob. So it's an essential to have it. Also, another thing that I think that you should have on hand before you start breastfeeding is to just have a couple pieces of the milk storage or the milk bags in case you want to freeze your milk and stuff like that. So storage milk bag. Alright, so I'm done with that. Now let's proceed with the bath health changing hygiene essentials for your baby. Here are my essentials that I have prepared. There are a lot of essentials out there, or a lot of things for babies out there, but these are the ones that I have stuck to and the ones that I'm going to use, and so I'm going to read them out to you. So we have newborn soap. I am going to be using a couple to see. So I currently have Cetaphil because it's proven and tested. My mom insists on me having it, and I also really love the brand. I also have a couple brands from Rose Pharmacy and The Guardian, which were gifted to me, and I'm super excited to try them out because they seem like they are very promising brands. And I can't really say much about it, but I will let you know in a future video, and hopefully that will happen sometime in the next 3 to 4 months. I have a thermometer. I think that is so important. I also have a nail file. The next one is a nasal syringe or a nasal aspirator. I believe aspirator is the more correct term. So nasal aspirator usually comes in different types. You have the bulbs, or you have the new ones that you put in your baby's nose and you suck out. In the hospital, I have tried using the nasal bulbs. They tend to be a little bit more sticky. I don't enjoy them as much. So I have decided to just go ahead and get the aspirator, and I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard good things about this brand, and so I'll insert the picture here. I don't actually remember what the brand is. But I got this one. I got this entire set on Shopee for around 1,500 pesos. It's a bit pricey, so I'm really hoping that it works. Aside from that, you need to have a comb, cotton, a changing pad, and diapers. So let's move back a little bit. There are certain things on this list that I want to talk about. For your nail file, your nasal aspirator, your comb, and your thermometer, you can actually buy a set of this online. And I got mine as a set, but I went and got a couple other things like the nasal aspirator that I'm using. I'm choosing to go the cotton and the water route as compared to the wet wipes route because cotton saves you a lot of money. If you're someone who has the luxury of having clothes washed for you and you're more concerned of, you know, your waste, you can always go the reusable cotton route. That's not actually something that I am able to do, so I'm just gonna go the cotton and water route. As for your diapers, that's also a personal decision whether you want to go the lump-in route, you want to go the reusable diaper route, or if you want to go the disposable diaper route. As I said, I do live in a condominium. We don't really have the necessity of being able to wash your clothes all the time. It's just gonna be me and my husband, so we're really going the more convenience route. But if we ever have the opportunity to use reusable diapers, I will definitely take that chance. As for your changing pad, changing pads I think is something that I kind of like went crazy over because in my head I was thinking, oh, my baby has to have a designated changing spot. But as I kind of realized, you know, like what happens during the night times, how am I going to change my baby? I can't bring my baby to the changing pad every day. I kind of realized that you have to also ask yourself what is more convenient for you. I have a nice one, it's cushioned, but you can also get the plastic ones. I believe they're from a brand called Bumbo, and I hear good things about them. I wanted to get that one. It was a bit pricey, but we already had the changing pad that we have now, so we're gonna use that one. But I also think during night times when my baby poops or pees or I have to change his diaper and he'll be in this room, which is our master bedroom, I will most likely change him in this room on his co-sleeper. So I'm just gonna buy another rubber mat so I can just slide it over under him, and that's all I need. So let's move over to sleep. What are your sleeping essentials? Now, my sleeping essentials are very small. It's just really a swaddle. Swaddles are basically huge pieces of fabric or a blanket that you would use to wrap up your baby and like make them really, really snug. I think that's really the only essential that I would have. You can also choose to go the blanket style, or you can actually get swaddles or sleepers. I have a couple that I also borrowed from some friends. I believe they are from the brand Halo and Sleep Sack. I will insert them here. So I have those, but honestly, it really depends on your baby. That's why it was easier for me to borrow than to buy, because I don't know if my son is gonna want to be in a swaddle to begin with, and swaddles costly. And even if they were cheap and your baby doesn't use them, it's still gonna be money wasted. So I was very grateful that I got to borrow a couple swaddles. So thank you so much to my friend. Special shout out to Issaplease for sending me over some swaddles. If you're someone who can't really borrow I really suggest just using a blanket at first, and if your baby loves being swaddled, then you can go invest. So yeah, that's really my only essential. There are other things that people say that you should get, like crib bumpers or pillow, a noise machine, webcam, and like other things, other essentials that people swear that you have to have. But honestly, I think that when you take out all of those things, your baby can still fall asleep, you know? Everything else is a luxury, but just going to the basics, I think a swaddle is really the only thing that you need to fall asleep or for your baby to sleep. Everything else is great to have, you know? And maybe in a couple of months I might swear by them, but at the top of my head right now, this is the only thing I need. I wouldn't even say a crib or a co-sleeper is essential, especially if you intend to have your baby on your bed sleeping beside you. Some parents say they spent on a co-sleeper and they're kind of expensive, and the ending is the baby just slept beside them because they would be sucking on the mom's boob, so they ended up not using the co-sleeper. Some kids don't want to be placed on a crib. Honestly, for me, it really depends on how you plan to raise your child and what you're comfortable with. I felt it was essential for me to have a crib because I sleep throughout the night. I constantly move around, and I have actually rolled over my dog. So I am mortified as well at the thought of accidentally rolling over my son. So I had a crib and then we were given a co-sleeper to borrow. So that's really the only reason why I have them. I also did not list pillows under essentials because personally, I've heard that babies don't really need pillows, but I did get them. We'll see. I got the pillow. I'm not sure if I need it or not, but I ended up buying one, so I'm kind of mad at myself for that. Some parents say you don't need a pillow and some say that you absolutely need one. So let's just put that in a maybe, in the maybe pile. So the next category of my essentials are my cleaning essentials. Obviously, you know, like if you're living in a house, you already have the silhig, the dustpan, the vacuum, and stuff like that. But this is particular for babies. These are specific for babies. My two essentials are really, which I didn't know about until I did the research, was you need baby safe detergent and you also need baby safe kitchen detergent. What is that? Soap. You're also going to need your bottle cleaning kit. Am I saying that right? Basta. It's a set. You can actually get this on Shopee. Everything that I'm talking about, I will list in the description box below. But this is basically a kit where you have all your sponges and your loofahs and whatever you need to wash and clean your toys, your pacifiers, and your bottles. This is around 100 pesos, and I think that this is so useful because basically your baby, in my opinion, should have their own set of cleaning stuff because you don't want whatever is on your sponges, like your plates and stuff, to also go in your baby's bottles and like to clean that as well. And it's very affordable, so why not get it? So that's also another essential for your bottles if you're cleaning and stuff. Yeah, so those are my essentials for cleaning, and I guess they're pretty self-explanatory. Let's move on to clothes. This is something that like I'm honestly freaking out over because I don't know if I have a lot of or if I have enough of or ing anak ba. But I do have sort of like a list going on for me. So for baby essentials, this is my capsule, kumbaga. So my capsule for my baby clothes are more or less around 12 pieces each of the onesies, the sandos or the tie tops, and I also have the pants or shorts or bottoms, you know. And then I have around 12 pieces as well as of bonnets, shoes, and mittens. And I have around 9 lampins because they were given to me. Yeah, and around 12 pieces of the burp cloths and the trapos. Those are my capsule ones, but to be honest, we were gifted with a lot of clothes. Thank you so much to everyone that has gifted us stuff. So I do have a little bit more of that, but if nobody ever gave me these things, I would stick to my capsule of 12. And then I would just think that I would have to do the laundry every 2 days. I don't know if this is right, and I need mommies in the comment section to tell me if I've got my capsule wardrobe down to a T. But for the newborn clothes, that's all that I really would have, and then I would just add a little bit more bigger sizes as my baby grows, because my fear is if I buy a lot of these things and my baby can't fit in the newborn clothes, I would have had wasted so much money on clothes that my baby didn't really get to wear. Oh, and I think you should also have a receiving blanket and a towel, or I think those things are the same, but I have a receiving blanket slash towel that I will use for the baby when he comes. Yeah, but that's basically it. So those are my essentials for clothes. And then lastly, for essentials, I have my personal essentials, which are for the mommy. I have my maternity pillow, which obviously isn't really an essential, but it was an essential for me because it helped me get through so much, and I can use that as like a feeding pillow when the baby comes. Paulo can use it, my husband can use it, and put it around him while he's feeding the baby like that. So that's useful, but you don't really need one, but I already have it, so that's my essential. I also have this boob thing that I got online, and it's supposed to help relieve your breasts. It can be heated or it can be frozen. So it was only like 99 pesos, and I really like it. I haven't used it yet, but I like the thought of it. So I have that, and my maternity bras are so important to me. I use them now, so invest in a good bra. But the bras that I got are like only 100 pesos. I will link them in the bottom. I do have a couple of other things, but I'm not listing them under essentials. I just think that they are luxuries that I'm very lucky to have. But I will talk about them in either the baby tour or what's in my bag videos. So make sure that you watch that. I want to talk very quickly about things that I did not include in this list. I didn't include a stroller, I didn't include a pacifier, and a breast pump. So I didn't include a stroller because some people just don't want to use a stroller. I have a lot of friends who never had strollers throughout their pregnancy or throughout like their babies growing, and they're fine. I also didn't include pacifiers, although I do have a couple, and the reason why I didn't include pacifiers is because I'm not very sure if my child or if children in general want to use pacifiers. Not everyone likes them, and not everyone wants their children to use pacifiers, so I think that's up to you. I also didn't include a breast pump because I don't want you to purchase a breast pump and only to find out that you can't really produce a lot of milk, and breast pumps are kind of expensive, but I do have a breast pump coming because I borrowed one. But if you're not able to borrow one, there is a brand that I've seen. It's Yuha, I believe, but I know that in Cebu they sell it. Tiny Town PH sells it. I would love to try it out. It's like a wireless breast pump, and I think that would be so useful. So it's pretty affordable too, so you can check it out as well. I think a few of you are wondering why I didn't include lotion, diaper rash cream, why I didn't include shampoo as well, and also a bathtub. Why I didn't include a bathtub? Well, there are very specific reasons for that. Let's start with the lotion and the diaper rash cream and shampoo. Well, I decided not to get those things because, first of all, we don't really need it. When we were working in the hospital with newborns, we never really had to use shampoo. The baby cleansers were enough, and that's what we would use for the head, so I just didn't include it. Lotion, I have lotion, but I don't really know if it's an essential for me at this point. I don't know, actually. I'm not so sure if lotion is an essential, so if you're a mom, please let me know in the comment section below. I also didn't include diaper rash cream because, to be honest, I was taught in school that you don't really need to use diaper rash cream as a preventive measure. It's really only necessary when your baby is having signs of diaper rash, but I do have them, but it's not an essential. It's just something that I have because I wanted to have it. But if you're someone who doesn't want to have it, you shouldn't feel pressured to have it. I also didn't include a bathtub, although I do have a bathtub, because other parents might want to wash their babies differently. There are so many ways to wash your baby. You can wash them over the sink, holding them with a football hold. You can also wash them in a little planggana, which is a basin if you're not from the Philippines, or you can use bathtub. But honestly, it's really up to you. I chose to get a bathtub because I am mortified at the thought of, bathing my baby. And I saw a cute one and I wanted to have it. That's really just it. But it's not an essential for you to have a bathtub, especially if you have like a mom or a helper who is like a pro at washing babies. You honestly don't need one, but I have one. So those are my essentials right now. Those are the things that I really felt like I had to have. But again, I do strongly advise that you really check your lifestyle, talk to your partner, how you wanna function when the kid comes, check your budget and everything if this does apply to you. And if it doesn't, I'm pretty sure that you'll figure it out. Just don't be pressured to have a plethora of things, to have everything that's trending right now. We have a lot of things right now that we're very lucky to have, the baby bouncers, we have sterilizers, strollers, we have a lot of things which I will be showing you in the future. I didn't include them here because honestly, I don't want you as a first-time mother to feel pressured to have all these things, especially if it doesn't suit your budget or your lifestyle. And that's okay, because honestly, I don't think that your children, when they grow up, will fault you for not giving them this brand or giving them this thing. I think what matters the most to them is that you're able to provide them with what they need when they're born, which is food and shelter and comfort and love. Everything else, they will not know, basically, is what I'm trying to say. The things that I listed are really just like the most essential. So, hope it helps you clear your mind. And if you like this video, I hope you let me know in the comment section below. If there's anything that I missed, please do let me know. For the moms who are watching out there, if there's anything that I said that wasn't right, or if there's something that I missed, please do let me know so I can add it to my list as well, because I'm a first-time mom. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just hoping and praying that all the research and the studying is right. And I hope that you stick around and catch more of my videos. I do have a lot of baby related content coming up in the very near future. And I'll catch you guys next time. My socials are Issaplease. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell. And to never forget that knowledge is power. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!